What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Savilian. Welcome to the Sav Show. So recently I jumped on an interview with the guys over at the Music NFT Podcast. I had a chat with Aaron and Brok, and we basically broke down some of the things that I was thinking about or wanting to explore in relation to Web3. Now, their podcast is all to do with artists, musicians, kind of exploring Web3 and integrating that into their music rollouts and plans through NFTs, etc. So I basically reached out to guys and I said, hey, I'm basically putting out an EP. Do you have any ideas, thoughts, wisdom that you would like to share? And they said, how about we jump on a podcast and we basically break it down, and that way we both get a conversation out of it and we can learn some things, et cetera, et cetera. So I jumped on, we broke down my content strategy, we broke down how I'm about to release an EP, we broke down, some ways that I could integrate Web3 into that EP rollout, and that's pretty much it. I absolutely love what these guys are doing. They have so much kind of heart and soul, and they really care about musicians succeeding and really making the most out of their art through the use of an integration of Web3 and NFT. So if you're into that stuff at all, if you're a musician looking to learn more about this space, definitely go jump over and listen to their podcast. However, I'm going to share our interview right here on the Sav Show, so you can hear that right now, but definitely go, I'm going to link them below, definitely go over and subscribe to their podcast as well. Check them out because they're doing really cool stuff. Anyway, also, if you're on TikTok, Together Agency is Brok's stuff. He has some really good content there, basically sharing ideas and thoughts and wisdom on the artist journey and how you can be your own best friend as a creator and an artist in 2023. All right, I'm going to jump into the conversation now. This is Savilian on the Music NFT Podcast with Aaron and Brok. Hope you enjoy it. Let me know. Let's go.
Hello and welcome back to the Music NFT Podcast. We are your friends in Web3 that look after all that music stuff that just, you don't know what you're talking about sometimes, and we do. Although, really, we don't know what we're talking about. We definitely don't know what we're talking about. No, we're here to handhold you through, if you're a musician out there looking to get into the space, if you're just a musician that's kind of interested in learning about things that are happening, or if you're just a degenerate that likes to trade a couple NFTs here and there, we have you. Today,
couple of meme coins, baby.
I'm on some Pepe right now, if anyone needs to get on the train. Aaron here again, and we have a very special guest in the house, rapper Sav. How's it going? From Melbourne, all the way from Melbourne.
Yeah, it's fucking, I'm good.
How's it there?
Really is it cold in Melbourne?
Bro, honestly, it came out of nowhere. The cold, it was like chilling. It was like kind of nice. And then literally 3 days ago, it just went bang. And just the whole shit just changed up real quick. Yeah, it's terrifyingly cold at the moment.
I'm actually going to be in Melbourne on Saturday, Sunday. And I just text my brother. And
hectic.
Yeah, he said the same thing. He's like, don't worry about packing jackets. I got a heap of jackets, but he's like, it's definitely going to be cold.
I don't know how it does it. It just it came out of nowhere. It was just I was rocking shorts and a t-shirt, and then the very next day I had 3 to 4 layers on.
I think the same thing happened here on the Gold Coast. So we're all in the same boat, but not as cold, obviously.
Not Melbourne cold, Gold Coast cold.
Why don't we, obviously, our listeners have never met you before. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you've been up to this last 12, 18 months?
Yeah, cool. So Savilian is my artist name. I'm a hip-hop artist. I've been writing and performing for 12 plus years. I also have been podcasting for the last 3 years. And I am basically trying to incrementally kind of piece myself into, certain bits of technology, obviously Web3 being one of those things. But yeah, just kind of releasing music. I moved to Melbourne 3 years ago, my little brother Ruku, and we basically make music, play shows, fucking trying to establish ourselves as hip hop artists and content creators.
When did we first talk?
Very
Is that,
cool.
Sorry. Oh. When did we first chat? Was it a year ago?
I mean, I just kind of probably about a year ago. I found you on TikTok. I've seen your videos kind of popping up, and I was just relating to a bunch of the things that you were saying, and I just reached out to you one night and was like, hey, can you help me break this stuff down? And you were very kind to give me your information and your time.
Your journey now, like, and it's like, this is an interesting, I suppose, segue for any artist. We spoke a year ago, and then it probably took you 6 months to get it all. Like, you had it in your head, and I knew, and you would message me every now and again, and then it would just, I know, just watching your content over time, saw it click for you. You're like, okay, it is just consistency. Like, if I just show up, I'm going to be fine, and I'll know eventually I'll succeed. But it's just making that decision to do it. Mentally.
Yeah. And I saw, do you know Alex Hormozi? Have you seen his content? Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Fans.
Yeah,
big
fans. We're disciples of the Hormozi Church.
big Mosey Nation fans. Okay, fair enough. He has this quote where he's like, self-belief isn't like looking in the mirror and telling yourself that you're it. Self-belief is a stack of evidence that you've built up over time that defines what you actually are. And so, once I realized that me looking in the mirror and telling myself was that I'm it isn't going to be enough. Like, I actually have to do it day in and day out for like an extended period of time. Then I was like, oh shit, maybe I am the guy that I thought I was. And that's where I'm kind of getting to now. And it's kind of giving me the, I guess, mental bandwidth to start to have conversations like this about properly starting to build.
And just a shout out to all the Hormozi fans, or people who don't even know who Alex Hormozi is. I feel like you can just listen to like a podcast or like watch a YouTube video, and immediately it just like something switches in your brain, and you're just like, I've been thinking about things wrong the whole time, and this is what I need to be focusing on. Because Brok and Alex Hormozi, and it's just, you read $100 million offers, and your perception about business and just like yourself as like a personal brand just completely changes. It's so good.
I think he has to be like, there's a lot of really cool thinkers flying around the world at the moment, but as far as like value per second, I think he has to be one of the highest. Like, you watch a 6-minute YouTube video of his, and obviously they're cut and edited to be very, very like hyper punchy. But you watch a 6-minute video of his, you feel like you've done a 4-year university degree. Like, they are, the content per second, the value per second is one of the highest I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna stop jacking Alex off now.
Well, even like that, what you said is where it's really a hard thing to understand, is that you really do need to stack the evidence up for yourself. I am, and I've said this multiple times on the podcast before, I'm my biggest critic, constantly put myself down about stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and I've always left it there because I feel like it actually helps me drive, because it's probably wrong way to go about it, but it helps me continuously seek the next step or the next part of my business, or like if I'm looking at something going, that was terrible. Why was it terrible? Like, it helps me dissect things a lot better, I suppose.
It's a driving force. Yeah, and that's fine. Like, if you can use it as a driving force and embrace that shit.
What was the first thing?
You were just talking about how shut up, Brok. You were just talking about how you found Brok's content, and it kind of had that kind of switch for you, and you started like showing up. I guess maybe like, can you give us some examples of like what changes you made and what changes have you started to make, and now like consistently doing that are showing you results?
So I would say that the results are not externally validating. The results are all internally validated so far. Like, let me give you an example. I probably 18 months ago, I would have thought that one solid piece of content a month would have been enough. And now I am basically producing 50 to 80 original pieces of content every single week. And regardless of the likes, comments, whatever, like I don't even give a fuck about that. I'm not thinking about that. I'm not concerned about that. I just know that like if I just keep stacking these wins, if I keep building consistency and I keep showing up for myself, that something will click somewhere. So that's the only thing I'm really thinking about. The other thing that I think I'm starting to see that I kind of like, and this is something I've been thinking a lot about recently, is I'm starting to see haters pop up, which to me
that's a win.
which to me says I'm at least kind of cutting through somewhere. And so yeah, that for me is a person that I follow consistently, a guy named Isaac John. He runs a clothing brand called YKTR. He says that haters are a KPI. So I'm trying to get myself some haters.
And just like going back on the 60 to 80 pieces of content you say you make a week, I guess that number can probably be like super intimidating for like an artist to hear and go, oh, fuck, I can't make 60 pieces of content in a week. Like no chance. Maybe like can you just like briefly explain like what those pieces are, maybe how you conceptualize them, just so that can be kind of like an easier thought for someone to digest?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it is kind of terrifying. And I'm doing it holding onto my seat, hoping that I don't fall off. And it's fun though. So basically it's like 2 podcasts a week. And they're like 10 to 15 minute podcasts where I basically am expanding on thoughts or curiosities or experiments that I've done. So like, if I have like last week I went to 2 hip hop events in Melbourne. I met a bunch of really cool people, had some really cool like interactions. So I did a podcast about it, 10 minutes, where I just basically break down some of the people that I met, some of the events that I went to, and how cool Melbourne hip hop is at the moment. Right. So then I take that and I cut that into about like 4 to 5 shorts. And then I start like scheduling them to go out through TikTok, Facebook Reels, and TikTok, Facebook Reels, and Shorts over the week. And then so that's 2 long form pieces of content. Then I'll try to do a thread on like a Wednesday night, and then I'm trying to do using some of the ideas that I've talked about in both of those podcasts. I'm trying to make that into a newsletter that I put out once a week. And then all of those things I pull out. Yeah. From those things I pull out about 20 to 30 tweets per week, just talking about me showing up. And they're literally as short as like, have no idea what I'm doing, but fuck, I'm going to keep showing up until I find my voice. Like, just like simple bites like that, where I'm just talking about the craziness of being a content creator and someone who like explores life through their own particular personal brand and lens. So yeah, it's not like 80 new things. It's like the pillar content idea, like 3 or 4 large pieces of pillar content, and then cutting each of those things down into platform specific, either tweets, shorts, Instagram stories, Facebook, whatever.
100%. I think that breakdown was really helpful for someone out there listening. So yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
The interesting thing now too is you can, with the invention of AI over the last 3 to 6 months, is things like cutting down a long form video into shorts. You don't actually have to be technically minded to do something like that. You can just upload a video to I can't remember the name of it right now.
Video.ai.
Yeah, and it'll cut shorts. It'll go, this is why we think, it'll give you a reasoning why it thinks the video should do well on the short.
Yeah.
Which is insane to think about now. Like if you just think 12 months ago.
It rates it, the quality. It rates the quality of like how good the short potential is per like piece of content. Like and it gives, as you said, it gives you a description of why it thinks this is a good short idea.
Yeah. So don't be afraid.
You don't have to post all of them.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The more this happens over the next 2 to 5 years, like it's going to be even easier and easier for everyone to just really the thing you need to get into is long form content. Like if you can, everyone
Yeah.
should have a podcast, and it's like, it's annoying that you should have one, but like, as if you can't chat with a mate once a week, you know what I mean? Or if you can't find, you can't.
Even if you can't do that, just like set up a camera and like just talk about things that are of interest to you, of things that are on your mind, and just pull snippets of that. It doesn't even have to be a podcast. Like it just has to be you talking about things that are relevant to you and your industry and what you're doing, and you can just make content out of that.
Yes,
because your lens is going to make, like, your unique perspective is going to make the thing interesting. Like, for whoever wants to listen to you, it's going to make it interesting from your point of view. So, everyone has that potential. It's just about turning the mic on and talking your shit.
Turning the mic on. There it is. That's the tweet.
Yeah.
It's all about turning the mic on.
I feel like that was such a rapper line.
Yeah.
Turn the mic on and talk your shit.
I got a bit of rap in me.
So what led you to Web3 in the end? What piqued your interest there?
Just
naturally kind of seeing bits and pieces pop up. I actually think you guys probably were a very strong driving force to me actually doing something about it. I obviously, I'm listening here and there, I'm watching here and there. Like you'll see little bits and pieces flying around the internet. But to actually go and mint something, I think I know was inspired by you guys. And I think, I don't know the name of the site, but there was a site that you recommended. And then I just went and minted 50, and they were nothing special. It was just like the cover art with the song underneath for a single that I put out in I think mid last year. And then I just minted 50 of those, and I just gave them away to a bunch of my fans. Hey, who has a wallet? Like, do you want an NFT? Here, I just gave it to you. Give it to you. Give it to you. Give it to you. And that was mainly a test for myself to like just get my hands, kind of dirty a little bit, and just kind of dip the toes in. And now I kind of want to take it up a notch. I want to do something a little bit more high impact, a little bit more valuable, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah. Well.
Oh yeah. What kind of?
Okay.
There you go. Sorry, we must be on some. I must be on some crazy delay or something. Okay.
Well, so basically, what's on your mind tonight? What are you thinking about? Where are you going? What kind of music have you got ready?
Yeah. So I pretty much got a hip hop EP finished. It's being mastered kind of as we speak, depending on how busy my brother feels like he needs to be. But yeah, it's being kind of mastered like in the next week or two. And I'm starting to think about like, what's a rollout going to look like? Where can I start to give value to my friends and fam? Because I know that eventually it will be on Spotify. But I'm just wondering, like, how can I make sure that I really leverage this project to get to really give my fans something to sink their teeth into. And I want to, I just want to make it memorable. I want it to be something that people can like hang on to, and like, because I know that NFTs are not going anywhere. I know that they are going to be more prevalent in the future. And I just would like to give, people who support me something to kind of show their friends and family one day. So I've got this 5-track EP. It's called The People's Champ. And that's referencing me because I'm the motherfucking People's Champ. And it's just hip hop. It's straight bars. And I just want to do something cool with it.
Sorry.
Basically, I kind of want to know, what's the best place to start. What's a kind of like step by step that I could potentially follow.
Yeah. Cool.
We're just scared of the delay.
Aaron. Did you have any? Like, want to know just quickly before we move into that, did you have any, like, I guess, pushback, or like were you hesitant on minting those first 50 NFTs that you gave away? What was like maybe the response from like the people that you gave it to? Like, what was that whole experience like for you?
The people who received one were super grateful, loved it. Because they're already in the space, they already get it. They're already they're like long-term Bitcoin holders or something like that. If they're already in it, they already kind of know about it. It's just hard to like convince people who don't know, or like, to communicate to communicate the infrastructure or how to set a MetaMask wallet up. Like all of that stuff it's hard to communicate to people where, like I think so many people in the world are just so focused on like, how do I fucking pay the bills today? How do I whatever. There's so many more pressing matters for people to communicate, like, hey, I want you to take this like journey down this piece of technology that you probably got no idea what it is. And then anyway, it's just like it's a big ask. So the people who knew, and that was fine. They loved it. They were so happy that they received it, and they're proud to show it to me. Like, hey, I got this thing on, and they put it on their Instagram, like when you're able to like put the verified NFTs on there and stuff. That was cool. But not enough people know about it. So I guess whatever this next thing is, I'm not holding like huge high hopes for like the results. I just want to give people who are slightly interested or already
something
know
extra,
a deeper experience. Yeah.
We spoke about previously, and what we kind of have like touched on in previous episodes, which I guess we really thought was like a really cool way to, I guess, like intertwine the physical and the digital, was like Blondie's vinyl release, and how that physical also came with the digital.
Okay.
And I feel like definitely, especially when you're trying to convince people of what an NFT is, basically it's like a collectible digital. And so to kind of show them that physical product and then go, you can also own this digitally as well.
Yeah.
I think is like a really easy stepping stone. And I mean, just off the top of my head right now, talking to you, like, and I feel like definitely something in like the rap culture is like, the mixtape CDs and stuff like that. So I think something cool would be like if you made up these like physical mixtape CDs with the EP on it, and then that can kind of link to claim an NFT or something as well, I think would be really cool.
Okay. So would you potentially have a QR code on the inside linking off somewhere?
I'm trying to think if we've had something like that before, where we've had a physical. I don't think we've had a physical and then gone to claim a digital, but yeah, it would. I imagine it'd be a QR code or something where you can go and claim something. Brok, chime in.
Yeah. It like a QR code's definitely going to be the way to get them to go somewhere to claim something. I'm still a fan of the other way. I still think buying an NFT first to get the physical product is the key, because then you can kind of onboard those you'll get the fringe, the people on the fringe that are kind of like, hey, I want to, I thought about getting into Web3 a little bit. I don't know. And this might help them make that first decision, because they're like, oh, cool, I can get this cool product. I totally agree with what Aaron said in the sense of a physical, an underlying physical product that you feel, because that's going to give them, I mean, besides some amazing digital experience, which, I have a feeling of the level that you kind of want to get someone to have a really good experience is going to be too expensive in the end. You can kind of go, like, I mean, even a tape, like, man, imagine sending someone a tape player with the actual tape in it of the
that'd be hectic
of the album. Yeah. Like, that's cheap. You could do that for like, let's just say $50 a pop per thing, which is what you'd charge for the NFT anyway. The other recommendation is definitely Australia's main website for selling and using NFTs is Serenade. So linking up with them could be a possibility. I know they've been like actively looking for more artists to release on their platform. So any kind of leg up.
Oh, really? Okay.
Where you
That's good to know.
Where you can link up with someone that's already interested in doing that stuff. And Max, we had Max. Did you hear his episode at all? I'd go back and listen to it.
No.
Max Shand.
Yeah, cool. I will.
He was like a messiah, basically talking to him. Like his interest is my interest as well, which is just people. We're just interested in helping musicians succeed and get out of their own way a little bit.
Yep.
And he spent most of COVID doing that, and then pivoted to Serenade now. They've got.
Is that he's over in the UK?
Yeah.
Was that the one? Yeah, no, I definitely heard that one. Yeah, cool. That was cool. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So they're Australian based, but they're UK. Because there's no tech in Australia.
Yep. Fair.
Yeah, most of their releases, besides like the really, really big artists, are Australian. You can go through if you go through their site, you'll see it's all like I even had couple of the artists that have featured with Paces before, Aaron, have just recently released stuff on there. So definitely check them out. It's not too hard to get in contact with them because, again, the Discord's not that big. If you want to go for the big times, it's that or sound. Linking up with sound is definitely a thing. Where did Blondish release hers? It was on Catalog, wasn't it? Or I think there was another one.
Good question.
Just going back
I'll
to
definitely go to Serenade for sure.
Yeah, I mean that when I was listening to that, I was like, "Fuck, this guy sounds so smart." That sounds like a goer. And just going back to that idea of like whether to lead with the physical and have the digital kind of come through or lead with the digital. My intuition tells me lead with digital because lead with physical. Sorry.
5 minutes later.
Hey, check it out, Savilian fans. You ain't getting shit. No, it's like the idea of like onboarding them and going like, hey, if you collect this, or if you purchase or collect, because I'm still not 1,000% sure whether I want to try to sell it. To me, the idea of people owning this moment and like having it, having like gaining that extra bit of value and kind of onboarding themselves into the space, like to me, that's more important than the money is right now. And because I definitely feel like, the more I build, the more value that's going to create for that person who took the punt on me, even to own this thing in the beginning. Because I still think that the investment mentally to want to get into NFTs is still a big investment for some people, and for 100%. Them to want to do that for me is enough, or could be enough, and I want to reward that. So I'm still very much on the fence about whether I want to gate it through money. Probably leaning towards giving it away. But if I kind of like give it away in the promise of like you receiving a physical thing, like the album, I kind of feel like that's a better experience because it gives me the opportunity to like onboard them, introduce them to the space, and then make them feel comfortable about the thing that they're about to take on. Whereas like if I give them a physical, if they pay like $20 for the physical thing, and then they have to like bring themselves to then go get the digital thing, I just think people will find a way to like, too difficult, too much, whatever. That's just 100%. Kind of where my head goes to about it.
Yeah, that's where I was as well.
100%. Like you can
physical to digital. It's kind of you. As soon as you give a chance for someone to be lazy, they'll be lazy.
It's like remember when you could get like they were giving away like Age of Empires in cereal boxes.
Yeah.
Like yes, I think some people would have I think a lot of people would have downloaded that, but I feel like it lessened the value of Age of Empires.
Game.
Yeah. Like obviously they got like mass distribution, but I don't know, it just made it feel like a cheap thing. Whereas like yeah.
And this is going where I'm going with that way back, guys.
Yeah. Age of hectic.
You can even I guess, depending on how how much of your like fan base you think would be interested in it. Brok and I always talk about, cultivating that community and get them in Discord or get them on a WhatsApp chat or something. And if people are interested and keen to be onboarded, you can host those kind of like live sessions or a live stream or something with them, where you can kind of guide them through that process. So it's more accessible for them. They feel a bit more safe than, having to figure it out on their own and it getting too much.
Yeah, I think you were saying that in your last episode, right? About, creating the Discord or just getting that started sooner rather than later. So 100%. Yeah, it's definitely top of mind for me at the moment. I'm just trying to figure out the right way to do it. I started like one of those Instagram broadcast channels. And that was okay, but it's a one-way dialogue.
Yeah, it's very one way, yeah.
And that's not good enough for community building. It's good for me to kind of stand on my pedestal and talk my shit
and shout at everyone.
Yeah, shout at everyone.
And turn the mic
Tell
on.
them all to have a fucking good day. Yeah. Turn the mic on. But I feel like I need to have a Discord or WhatsApp chat to really start to develop a proper sense of community.
100%. Even if you can just show up in the Discord like a couple times a week. People like Brok and I, we're like always on our computer, always on our phone and stuff. So it's so easy to just like jump into Discord and just chat for a couple of minutes with people. I'm in a couple of Discords for a few artists, and every time that artist hops on, everyone's amped. They're chatting. It's that real cool sense of community and the feeling that like you're noticed by that artist that you really like is a really cool feeling. So yeah, definitely jump on it sooner rather than later if you can, and start building that, because as soon as that starts getting some traction, not only will it like get more of your fans in, but it'll also like create new fans. So.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to probably just start that ASAP, because I feel like the quicker I can start building that, the more I can start to like drip feed this information about the NFT release and kind of like start to, prime them for what's to come.
Even get their opinion on what they think, what they prefer. Those hardcore fans who are there from you day one, like what do they want? What would make them feel good?
That's pretty big in the Chainsmokers one, isn't it? Where they're just kind of really more communicating with you guys, going, "Hey, look, what do you want?"
Yeah. And they give you previews of new songs, give away merch and shit. It's really, really cool. So yeah, the sooner you can do that, I'd recommend getting on it.
Okay, yeah. And you mentioned, you guys mentioned the Nina Geraci chat. Is that pretty banging?
It's I think for like the fan base of her size, it goes in waves where if she's active on it, people are in chatting around. But, she just kind of like went to America for I think a few weeks, so the chats died down because she hasn't had time to jump in. So it's definitely something that you need to maintain. But she hosts remix competitions through there. Again, posts songs a couple of days before they're releasing. Just that stuff that makes you go, oh yeah, being a fan of hers is sick.
Yeah.
And she rewards that.
I was thinking about, for this EP, I had an idea to do a because I kind of wanted to flip it on its head a little bit. So how like the pre-save culture is like there's a big thing around pre-saves at the moment. Yeah, but it's still people still feel like they need to do it. Like there's a pressure to like go pre-save this, whatever. I was thinking about doing it, but providing so much value before the pre-save that you just like you don't have another option. So for example, kind of starting an email sequence where I like just give like a whole bunch of value and insight into the EP, like maybe give them the songs every day for like a week. Give them like a lyric breakdown in an email sequence, and then right at the end with the last email going, all right, you've got all that now, would you like to pre-save? But I guess like I could kind of do it without all that effort. I could do it in a chat. I could do the exact same thing like in a chat. in a Discord.
100%.
100%. And obviously, just that you're just limited by how many people are in the chat. Obviously, instead of email, where I guess you can hit people offline. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool to just hear you like going through these different ideas and stuff, and just like thinking of different processes. Like, it's interesting to hear for an artist from a change instead of it's too hard, I'll just release on Spotify.
I'll definitely release on Spotify as well, but I want it to mean something. I want it to mean a little bit more than just putting it up and moving on. Yeah,
you have to like, I think what you said there is perfect. You, as an artist, the job is unfortunately not over once the song's finished. That's like, as a musician, it's kind of, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for saying something like this. That's the easiest part.
Here we go.
Like, making the music is the easiest part because you're a musician. It's like, it's like for me, that's managing a venue when it's open, like, I'm highly skilled at that. I mean, I can manage a nightclub asleep, but it's the other shit that's really difficult. You got to roster. You have to count the money. You have to make sure the social media is up to date. You have to make sure the events are up. Like, there's just 100 other things happening that happen before you open the club on the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for me, I can do that asleep. But then all the other shit takes motivation, takes hard work, takes consistency, takes all these things. And if you compare comparison the two for an artist, it's like, well, the music, you want to fucking make the music. You're psyched to make the music. Yeah, sure, it's not that easy to make good music, but to consistently make music for anyone that actually cares to make it is not that, is collaborating, all that stuff is the actual easier part. It's all of the other shit, managing yourself, fucking managing your money, making sure you've got gigs to play, as you said, fucking
press release, merch,
getting your community sorted,
short form content, community. Yeah, it never ends.
Like, for every artist on here, this is just a little insight, like, into why I kind of went down to these two comparisons. Like, if you open any venue and you do not immediately start an email list, you're out of your fucking mind. The same thing should be said for being an artist. The second you open the doors to being an artist, you need it's either a text platform or an email list, because you need to communicate at all time, be able to communicate quickly with the people that are interested in what you're selling. Because you are selling music, you're doing all these kind of things. You got shows, you have so much shit you have to communicate with people that you need them to be there. But it's the fucking only thing that everyone doesn't do. No one's building a community. Like, if you started building a community, like, imagine for you, when you very first release your song, if you started building a community then, instead of like worrying about followers, worrying about all these things, just building like one person. Oh, that one person likes my music. Okay, cool. Can I have your email list? Your email? Sweet. Perfect. And like, you continually build like that. By now, you'd probably have a couple thousand.
Yep. Easily.
You know what I mean? And that's where I think a lot of artists fall down, is like that little intermediary. And it's like, for you now, as you said, you should just start it tomorrow, because there's no time.
Might even start it when I get off this chat.
But there's
honestly, I've been thinking about it for weeks.
If you think about what I just said, with, like, as I said, in comparison to venues, like, I have managed probably 20 venues in my life so far. And it's the only thing that I always come in and be like, so have you got an email list? And it's like, oh, okay, no. And then you got to remedy that, and you got to get it back up to speed, and you got to get, where are we getting these people from?
Okay. Yeah.
Because otherwise you're just fucking shouting into the ether, hoping will people come to the club? Like, for you guys, it's like, will people come to my show?
Will hear me.
Yeah. Will people come and listen to my music? No, because you're fucking talking to nobody. You know, so it's you need to build that shit up early, and I think definitely in the early days, I'm not too sure on Discord. I love text messaging at the moment. I think it's fucking
okay.
I think it's hot, but yeah, if you feel like you've got people on Discord,
is there a platform you know of?
Just WhatsApp is probably the easiest.
Okay. Yep.
I mean, there's
easy and direct.
You can do a few things as well, like I mean, if you really want to go down the same thing as like what you're doing with talking about with sending emails and stuff like that, you can get automations for text messages as well. That's not too hard.
Yeah.
They're very, very inexpensive.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sniffling.
It's easy enough. We've had experience on a WhatsApp group chat for an NFT that we had, and there was about 20 of us in there, and it was easy enough to get communication from the people who own the NFT about stuff that was happening, and B, to just like talk to them and chat with them through there as well. So yeah, WhatsApp's.
I think for the first 100, definitely a really good option.
Okay. And do you feel like the bigger it gets, the easier it is to manage with something like Discord?
Discord, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
If you get over 100, imagine 100 people trying to text each other at the same time. That'd become a nightmare.
Yeah. I'd be fun.
Meme coin Telegram.
I've been in Telegram with like 1,000 people in there, and you're like, "Fuck this! Get me out of this hellhole."
That sounds terrifying. It sounds like the Wild West. Yeah, I guess I probably would like to. I mean, Serenade seems like the place where I would start, right? And then I already have like a NFT made. I just have to mint it. Yeah. Any other suggestions, comments, concerns?
Just layers, It's like just what do you want to
dip that toe in, babe?
Yeah, it's
dip the toe in.
Turn the mic on.
Turn the mic on, talk your shit.
It's like the only other things you can add to a digital asset is just whether you want to add video to it. Like you could do something interesting to do would be like, I mean, what's a good part of like a bridge and the chorus? You could have a 45-second video clip for every track that you've just done that you've kind of homemade. Could be an interesting thing to add to the digital asset. That's only, I mean, you don't really want to only make them available there. You probably only make them available there for the first couple of months, and then they come out everywhere else. But it just like little things like that where you're like, again, if you have the fan base,
a little extra when someone gets it, they're just like, oh, what's
even if it's just for one of the tracks, it's like, oh, here's a little something extra. Here's a snippet from a show that we did. What's your plans for that kind of stuff, or you haven't really got into it yet, like doing shows around your EP?
No, definitely. There'll definitely be one show at least. There's a venue in Richmond called the Ledbetter Hotel, which I've just got visions of selling it out. It's 300 cap. I don't think I'm going to do it, but I have the music, I have the time, I have the brain, and I'm just like, fuck it. I'm going to like spend the next couple of months trying to like work out ways to put as many people in there as possible. If not for me, then definitely for my brother, because he's working on his album at the moment and I kind of like help manage him. So yeah, between the both of us, we're trying to, figure this shit out together. But yeah, definitely shows.
Being on experience with like events, it's definitely going to be your supports. So what you want to do is you want to find, and this is good advice for anyone out there that's looking to do a couple of live shows. It's not about the promoters; it's about the supports. You want to find those people in the community that don't have, I suppose, faith in themselves yet, that they believe that they could perform at a live show. So they might only have, for you, being in the rap game, it might be like 3 songs, 4 songs. They might sound fucking coarse. They might not have it all together. But they have this following because they have all these mates that haven't yet seen them perform live. So it's finding those people that haven't taxed their mates really hard just yet, and they'd all be super psyched to go see them live. It's the truth, man. Like I've done it.
I know
4 or 5 times with events. Like I'll pick a DJ and just be like, this guy, he wants to DJ. I know, and I know he's got a massive group of mates. And you just go, here's 20 free tickets, bring them all, and then everyone else that comes along buys a ticket. Like you'll know. I mean, being in the scene, you'll know those couple of gems that are laying around, and there'll be like another strong support that you can give a bit of cash to, that will sell some tickets. That doesn't mind, being lower on the card under you guys, and that it's never like the promotion. If you're giving too much money up to a promoter to to help you do something. It's always about supporting the scene and finding those people in the scene that are looking for that outlet, that and just like the confidence, like you're right now, I suppose, like 3 years in with you and your brother and already going to shows or already performing live and stuff like that. Like you look like seniors of the scene. So it's like, you're going to have that respect over the top of you as well.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good point. I probably need to take some of that time that I have and allot it to doing the research and make sure that I kind of cultivate that really nicely balanced kind of support lineup. Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's why they fucking, you'll see breaking artists, like if Live Nation, they'll have some artists that you've just never heard of before, but they're insane because they just want to chuck them on that.
Yep.
So because they know that the next tour is going around is going to be good, but they know they also have a strong local following or something like that. It's just you tap into those things and it'll work for you every single time.
Yep. Fuck yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
Cool.
I think that's pretty much it, eh?
Nah, I just wanted to say thank you to you two guys for putting out all the hectic content that you have over an extended period of time. And I don't know if you get your flowers regularly enough, but I just want to give them to you.
We take those flowers with two hands and a big smile. So thank you.
Yeah, cool.
I expect them delivered to my house.
We can't wait. We can't wait to check in with you after this release or coming up to the release or something. We'll definitely talk soon on how it goes, how it's going, that kind of stuff. So excited to see.
Let's put it this way: if it goes well, you'll hear from me.
I'm sure we'll, man. I'm sure.
Yeah. Hectic.
But thank you, Sav. We'll drop all of Sav's socials in the description, so you can go and give him a follow. The People's Champ. Make sure you go stream it, buy it, mint it when it's out.
Mint it. Let's go.
Make sure you follow us, rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, and we will chat to you on the next one. Catch you guys.
Bye.
Cheers.